What's going on, guys? Austin here, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the extra points 5-minute fantasy hits and misses from week six action. From week six's action. Jeez, let me get that out. So, not really proud of this week. I hit on a few booms, not too many. But we've got Justin Fields, Travis Etienne, Gabe Davis, Chris Godwin, Adam Thielen, George Kittle, the Rams, the Chargers, and the Panthers. I'm especially proud of a few of these: Travis Etienne, Justin Fields, Adam Thielen. These guys are incredibly hard to predict. George Kittle, he's a guy who I've just been waiting to finally come on, and hopefully he starts getting more 70-yard games, touchdown games, things like that. The Rams, the Chargers, and the Panthers, those defenses were kind of hard to predict. But just based on the offenses that they were going against, you could tell that they were going to be getting good opportunities. Now, my misses on the booms, just a little bit more. I thought Daniel Jones was going to have a lot better game against the bad Baltimore defense that he did. Carson Wentz would have had a better game if he was able to actually stay on his feet. There's nothing really we can do about that. Kirk Cousins, they got the win in Miami. I don't expect him to try to throw more than he has to. Geno Smith, again, just another incredibly efficient game, just not a lot of volume. On the same side, Will Dissly down below. I expected more from him against a bad Arizona defense from covering tight ends. The Buccaneers versus Pittsburgh, it's pretty unsettling that they couldn't get a good defensive performance. And then the Colts against Jacksonville, again, they let the Jags walk all over them. But they got the win, so I was right from that standpoint. Now, Robbie Anderson, I don't even think he played. I think he got like 2 snaps and he got kicked out of the game or something stupid like that. Kareem Hunt, they were trailing most of that game, but he still didn't get many targets, many catches. That was upsetting. Antonio Gibson, for some reason, after I posted my original video, Brian Robinson came back and he was named the starter, even though Antonio Gibson's clearly a better player. So that doesn't make much sense to me. Now, these are the hits on the busts, guys who I said we're going to do poorly and did. Jalen Hurts versus Dallas. I'm especially proud of that one. Rodgers and Brady both had I don't know why that says Tom Brady versus Seattle. That should say Tom Brady versus Pittsburgh. But, they all had especially poor performances. Nick Chubb, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, incredibly low. Garrett Wilson, I think he was down in the 2s. Jacoby Meyer had like 10. A lot of these were pretty well. Unfortunately, but the Packers are the only defense that I have in my fantasy league. And I was right. They only got me 2 points. And the Bengals as well. I think they got 1 point against the Saints. And then my misses for the busts, just a little bit less. Not a great week overall, but I missed on Mahomes and Mariota. I didn't think they'd do well, but they really did, especially Marcus Mariota with his 3-touchdown, 200-yard performance. Najee, Joe Mixon, and Alvin Kamara all had like 15-plus points, which was relatively upsetting because, I think maybe Najee only had like 12, but he was still considered a starting option. But, I traded away Najee Harris for Jonathan Taylor a couple weeks ago, and so far I've reaped 0 points from that, which is really upsetting. Brandon Ayuk just absolutely went off. I didn't think that Atlanta would cover Debo. I thought they would cover Brandon, and clearly they didn't, but it worked out. A.J. Brown versus Dallas. He ended up having, I think it was like 17 points, which is a lot more than I expected. Hunter Henry, I think, was one of the worst ones because I told my dad to drop Hunter Henry and pick up Will Dissly, and just the absolute wrong turnout. My dad ended up winning the game, but still, I was just incredibly disappointed with that. And breakdown by the numbers this week, just barely below 500. I take what I can get. That season total, that's not accurate. I'm gonna have to redo the math on that because I didn't even adjust that. But that's neither here nor there. If you really care about the season totals, you can take the quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defense, and special teams for the position totals for the whole season, and you can make up your own season total. It's going to be about 500 because I was pretty far above 500, and now I'm just below 500, so I'm probably going to be at or just barely above. Coming up for Week 7. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. How's your fantasy season going? Do you have any players that you're interested in trading for or trading away? Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.